I'm not going to say the first episode. This is morely going to be the introduction. My tester. I didn't put ment, I put mont. My testimont of how I done the transition from King Green Fitness to bare footed shaman. And you see me here. Notepad there. No sitting down, standing up. Lemgardium Levitosa. Because man really is the barefooted shaman. Because I'm what? Wiz Khalifa. But my peoples, yeah? I do have a humorous personality. But the topics that I'm going to be speaking on in the podcast, Spiritual Hygiene, it's nitty gritty. We're really diving deep. And obviously I know YouTube is a bit controversial, so we might have to forward it to Patreon or one of those platforms that you can speak more freely. But I do want to give the correct introduction to how I found myself being so articulate in my creative endeavors. But yeah, let's get into, as I stated, this is not episode 1 of Spiritual Hygiene. This is merely me just, like I said, my testament. So watch it now, my peoples. To those who was on the side of those who was attempting to take my life, to get me gone, up out of there. Where do we go from here? Let me show you exactly what you are. And I know, don't worry, run back all my things. You see the setup and the visuals visualing. But for now, stop being and if you cannot see that, it says you're too image. You see me? I was stolen from a place where they say, yo, you're too image, aka be yourself. You see, in the Gregorian year of 2026, it can only be authenticity, not fake positivity, not fake it till you make it. Well, even though some people can fake it till you make it. But I'm talking eternal truths. Because remember, all that fake stuff is here today and it's gone tomorrow. Only the truth is eternal. Do you understand? So yeah, let's really dive back in to what's really a going. So, you see me, I've come from a troubled background, but it was all ordained for a time like this. And I don't want to be self-appointed, self-anointed. I just want to lead by example. And example is the only way in influencing. So, whilst those who was my authority, who should have taken care of me, protected me, and all of the above chose to be the Judases in my life, I'm showing them I'm immortal, invincible, Optimus Prime. So, I've had to walk out certain things and to truly conceive what side of the fence I want to be on, whether it be of light or of darkness, or I want to be, duality, you're bomber ass. So watch it now. I've come from detrimental upbringings, but that didn't determine who I came out as an individual in society. Now, going through everything, it was all systematic by those who should have been my protectors. And one must have to ask, if everybody's against a big eye like this, man must be too powerful. Everything's getting crushed. Everything's getting moo, and ma. And it just shows me what people will do for money. But there is a fast approaching time where, you're either going to choose money or something else. And we're not saying, go without money, my peoples, or neglect your needs in the world. We're saying, stop passing your children through the fire to Molech. Stop sacrificing those for opportunities, for fame, for fortune. Stop going to the crossroad and wanting other people's things. And it all entwines to, like I said, how I've come on my Testimont, not Testament, Testimont, King Green Fitness to the Barefooted Childman. It all stems from money. Because as a child, I grew up like, I need to provide for my... the typical thing, being a boy child. You understand? Yeah, I got for my people, and you got when you're doing invisible laps. All of that. So, typical boy child growing up in Jamaica, come to a foreign land, man's have to just mash it up, unruly, and rah. But I'm always somebody that questions things. So anyway, gone through what I've gone through, but to my knowledge, this is something that was ridiculous of me to think. I've gone through certain stuff as a child that I remembered, bare things. But I was conscious enough to know a lot of this stuff is wickedness. And this is not stuff you should tell other people. This is going to get certain people in trouble. Anyway, so coming to a foreign land, I didn't think nobody knew about science. I just thought these people are just, I just thought we were the best thing since sliced bread. You see my mannerisms? That's exactly what I thought. So, further along the line, I've come to realize, it's all monopoly upon this monopoly board. Now, when I had the second chance at life, I made a conscious decision, listen, this is who I'm going to want to be in society. It doesn't matter if it's family, damily, shamily, kapamily, or the whole galaxy doing this direction. I said, this is the way. When, what's his name, the Mandarin said, this is the way. That is the way. So I'm saying, all right then. See me not in a no long talking. I just want to walk it out. Because as I stated, example is the only way in influencing. So, I've seen from my adolescence that money is the root to all evil, second exclamation mark. I've gone through my teenage years and my young adult years in a foreign land and realized money is also the root to all evil. Well, the love of money, let's stop playing about. So now, when I made the conscious decision to change, I thought to myself, what have I enjoyed? What have I loved as a child? What is something that, I can do as a so-called job, even if I didn't get finances back, but I can still give back to people? It sounds like cheese and bread, but that's just where I was. And that's the type of individual I wanted to be. I wanted to be Brock Lesnar when I was a youth because I was skinny. There was no big brother. There was nobody. It was just me and the Most High. Me. Mom! You understand? So cool. I was a gym man. So I thought to myself, let me put my false name by my adopted family upon this gym something there and go forward with it. I've managed to come out by a miracle. And these same individuals wanted to latch their leeches back into me. And it made me react. I've gone on another cycle which I didn't need to do. But now we're here. We're here at the end. At the end of a tumultuous cycle which I showed these individuals, yo, pattern up before that time, fam. Everybody's listening, man. So they didn't want to listen. It's like Noah telling everybody it's going to rain, but nobody didn't listen. So what? 8 people repopulated the earth. And yes, I do speak in parables, dark sayings of old. If you have ears to hear, make them hear. Eyes to see, make them see. So, before I get into this, I do want to state, you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. So, these individuals are not my family. Trust fund, baby, all of these things, it was all for finances. And it's so crazy because imagine me spending most of my life getting bread and running to people, being a giver. So, it don't even make sense. I was always somebody that would have took a shot for someone else. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, I came to the realization upon changing my life that certain individuals are merely a sex or cult. Pedophilia. Bisexuals. So, as you can see, that the same individuals that I was around has a worldwide thing going on here that involves sexual activities, pedophilia against children, and you must be a bisexual to join. Now, I want to pause it here. I'm not one of them super duper hippies that's going to be like, yo, let me buy my ganja, I don't care about, no. I'm a traditional righteous man. Heterosexual at that. I don't business what nobody do in their bedroom, because nobody can't tell me what I go on in my bedroom, because them guardian levy toes I forget toes up. But what boggles my brain is individuals that go on to either be heterosexual men or heterosexual women, but you're dibbling both sides, also with children underage. Can you hear the sirens? I can hear the sirens coming, lock them up. Last of the road. I can hear this. We said what? Lock them up. La! So, when I've come to this sort of information, of course you know, nobody's not going to rock with you, especially if they're a part of it or they've known about this but just kept stum for what? I'm going to put another question mark, because there's only one reason why people do this. For the money. For the money. So yeah, you see it. And don't worry, my peoples, I know the visuals ain't really visuals in right now, but it's the message. Don't be screwing up on the messenger. Heed the message. So cool now. So you see it. For the money. They will join a sex cult that likes pedophilia and the bisexual. It's not YMCA. We said the bisexual. So what do you mean? You see that man there that's doing this? Invisible lats. Black Venom. You see, it's crazy out here. So, they thought they can take me out. Attempted poison, death plots, insurance plots, every plot that they can plot, they plotted. But I think to myself, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, rah. Don't they know that he who roll off the stone's gonna come back and bust your forehead? It's cause, let me show you why you fell into the trap. We're gonna bring it back to this first page here. What does it say? Your image. And it dates back to where I'm from. You see where I'm from? These people that are into the sex occult, paedophilia and bisexuals. They are something that you call, let's see if I can spell this correctly. Poco, yo. What's that? They are just Satanists. They're the local Satans that they're religious Satans. Yeah? So you know if people must say there's no devil, there's no this and that. These people manifest the devil in them till they want to pick up a little pickney. So now, there's been a lot of people who've gone against the grain for money to protect the sex occult that do paedophilia, bisexual, pocayo. But I've been telling people, whilst I've been trying to protect, because I'm ashamed that I've been around the sex occult that are into paedophilia and bisexuals. But Noah said it's going to rain, my people. Get into the ark. Nobody didn't listen. That's having it here. No, there 8 people repopulated the earth. And one might say, oh, but the God of the Bible is deceiver. This is just for saying, speaking of a demographic of people, past, present, and future, talking about esoteric knowledge and 2 species or beings upon this realm. So it depends on what you're seeing. Psalms 94 says, he who had the... So now, I know we've come to a point in society where it's make or break. It's, oh, I need bread, I need this. And yeah, hopefully I can get the breads by awakening people to the actual reality of this realm to prevent certain things from happening. So let's say, for instance, there's been so much individuals that come up against me. They didn't make it. They're gone like good candy. And I'm not talking to a good place. But just me once, sir. Look at me. Do you get me? But some people are either under MK Ultra mind. There's just so much stuff. Because society is truly more. Have I got... This is what's going on. Man, I have to rip out the piece and show them, yo, we're talking to you, informative style. Yeah? Because, look, I even ripped it rubbishly. Society is not telling the people the truth. They want them dumbed down. Yeah? But accidentally, a lot of people are just opening Pandora's box in your drum. And it's like, what? What's that? Huh? What's that? Talking about righteousness. But, no, I am a very comical person, my pupils. But on this informative series that I've got coming, this weekly podcast called Spiritual Hygiene, as I stated, once I give the brief backstory on myself, how I've become the barefooted shaman from King Green Fitness, you know, from, as you can see, I'm a bit muscular. I used to do professional bodybuilding. I stopped that. Even though I loved it. But it's more about what was ignited in me and what I have a passion for. I am an upright man. The Bible says a righteous man falleth 7 times but gets back up. So every time I fall, I'm going to get back up. I can't be part and parcel with the wickedness in society and act like I don't see it and be like, you know what, let me close my eyes because, you know, I just got to pay the bills. What? They're flipping gangbanging that little child over there. They got her up in the attic. They got her down in the sunken place. What's going on? And once I bring it back, like I said, I'm not homophobic here, but the reason why I put emphasis on the bisexual thing is because there's so many heterosexual men, supposedly, that I know that are in the closet. They can suck it better than their own women. And it's like, some of them, do their women know? Who knows? But it's like, why are people lying to people? Do you know why people lie? Because you're ashamed. But if you're truly ashamed of who you are, that's a bad place to be. You just need to be around those more like-minded, because that old saying, you're a product of your environment and birds of a feather truly do flock together. So if something or someone is not your cup of tea, stop breaking people's hearts. Stop wasting their time. Stop killing them for insurance and finances and assets and properties that is theirs. Work on yourself to a point that you feel like, yo, nobody can't tell me, nobody can, this I dress puss. You see that with me, look, yo, watch this, watch this. Wingardium Levitosa. And that's how we're dealing with the things. Properly. And remember, whilst these, and I don't want to be rude, a lot of people are living dead. So they don't bear morality. They are just trying to fulfill. Whoa. Damn, baby. It's like I couldn't spell for a second. Agendas. Now, there's going to be a time when they shall say peace, peace, and then sudden destruction like a woman in travail. But one must ask, what are you talking about, my bro? I'm saying there's coming a time where those people that you've trusted, the governments, will be against you. So you see, everything that you did for the money, you joined the sex occult that does pedophilia, bisexual, yo, all of that would be obsolete. It's either you become one with something that is against organisms, organic organisms, and that's when you really embrace your individualism. So let me break it down like this. It's either you become one with something that is against organic organisms, which means you're going to have to embrace your individualism. It's not going to be, oh, I'm doing this for my child. No, your child's either going to have to do it or don't. It's not, I'm going to No, everybody's now going to have to stop and think about their own singularity upon this realm, their individual life, because you didn't come here with your child, your mum, your niece, and your nephew. So you see all that occult, pedophilia, bisexual, yo, people are doing for money to better their family. Push comes to shove, there's going to be a day. The living dead against the alive, those alive, to fulfill agendas orchestrated by governmental infrastructures. So you see either the middleman or the ones poor at the bottom. Let's bring it back 2 pages now. Wait there. Yeah, you see for the middleman or the man at the bottom, that because of being too image, we're going to be caught out. And we could not be like the 8 people that repopulated the earth. Instead, we was sex occult, pedophilia, bisexual, yo, because of money. Did we become a part of the living dead? So, I'm going to wrap this up, my peoples, yeah? Nice, short, and brief. As I stated, look, this was my little testimony. King Green Fitness to the Barefooted Shaman. It's not even 2. Let me rephrase that, because I can do anything. King Green Fitness, the Barefooted Shaman. So my peoples, there you have it. That's just a short introduction to, my backstory. I don't want people to watch any of my content and feel like I'm a closed book or I'm not an authentic person or what you see is not what you get. I do understand people have experienced life in different ways, so they perceive life in different ways. So I hope you can get much edification from perceiving life from my vantage point and how I've perceived life and some of the things that I think that can help society become better or that needs to truly, in all honesty, be eradicated. Do you understand? And that's neither here nor there. Yes, they got money on my head like a Niger man, but I just want my head 2 millions. Keep your eyes peeled for episode 1 of man, I could just go in at the book. And you know what's so crazy? Let me show you, because I'm not out here doing joke stuff. You see, we're in here studying. We study. We study, buddy. We study, buddy. Can I get a study, buddy? Can I have a study, buddy? In there. We're in there getting to work, people. We're not just out here doing joke. Study to show yourselves approved. Study! So you see right now, I hope this informative 2 times a week weekly podcast shall leave the people edified with which direction and what is actually currently going on in this current climate upon this realm. Yeah? We say peace and bliss. We don't say no more blessings. Because man, still learning every day, still upon this journey and thriving to be a better me. How you feel like, man? Stop being image. Over and out. Screw!